If you're asking me between Trump and Biden, which is what everybody's kind of expecting, I certainly lean more Trump than Biden.
Okay.
Right? But there's variables. Like, Trump has plenty of time left to lose my vote. Arguably, Biden has plenty of time left to win my vote.
Now, what's that going to take, like a lobotomy? Or?
But that's just if there's only those two candidates. We have no idea what it's actually going to look like on voting day.
Well, RFK will be the third, I think, right?
We don't know.
Today we don't know.
I kind of feel like he's going to drop out, and he's going to get a cabinet position from Trump. That's my opinion.
He'd have to buy him out, I think. Who knows?
Maybe.
So it's a tough call, man. And I think, again, I am not speaking to the fucking dedicated masses on either side of the bell curve, right? I'm saying that I very much fit in the middle of the bell curve, where I'm undecided. I'm disappointed in both options, frankly. I'm disappointed in how we're carrying out our day-to-day American lives at a political level. Like, everybody, if I had a choice, if I could vote for something, I would vote for a wholesale flush, get every single person out of the Congress and out of the Senate, and then let us go ahead and re-vote every one of those.
Have a hard
people.
reset. Yeah. I've said this for a while on this show. I believe America itself needs a hard reset.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be a bad way to do it.
I think it's
Republicans on the other side too.
Yeah.
Like we talk about, those motherfuckers who voted for Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like Johnson, our Speaker of the House sucks. Like there's no organization on the Republican side.
Everybody's fighting with everybody.
Yes.
And nobody's and again, they're not thinking about our needs. They're thinking about us as cogs in an economic engine.
And then going back to what you said earlier, Democrats, it's more about,
Stupid,
she, fucking them, they bullshit. And it's like, hey, dude, I could care less about that either. Let's just focus on the other shit. So, yeah, a hard reset for America would be great. I just don't see us getting there for a while, at least until when I'm dead.
And I don't see us choosing to do it.
Yeah.
I see world events forcing us to do it.
I think we need a dictator, frankly. Rome did this. Even when they had a Senate and a dictator had a prescribed period of time that they were in complete control of only one thing, right? So you would name someone a dictator to, like, hey, the aqueducts are fucked up. You are now dictator for 2 years, or the typical period was actually 6 months. But you're dictator for 2 years, fix the aqueducts. And you had 100% control over fixing that specific thing, right? You appointed the guy, and then when his time ran out, that was it. His service ended. It was a contract with the state. I think we need something like that to reform the way we do things, because it's very telling to me that we have term limits on president, but not on Congress and the bureaucrats that stay in power for 40 fucking years and are never elected by anybody, right? Yeah. Like, that has to change, and I don't think voting is going to do it. I think somebody has to take absolute power of that and end that system entirely. Otherwise, there's no way to get out of it until we just fail as a country. Because that's the only way to get out of that, is to let the car crash and then fucking clean up the mess.
And when I hear people talk about moving to other countries, it makes sense. For the first time ever, it makes sense where you want to look at your options around the world, where you're like,
and I'm not saying that we're going to move there forever.
Yeah.
Right? But while the United States figures out how to be an adolescent, I'd rather sit that one out. Right? How many of us would like to sit out the teenage years for our children?
Yeah.
Right?
But I think about those are the two options for me, is somebody fucking one person taking control and doing this shit, or letting the car crash. But so many people are going to die. Yeah. So many people. There is a direct marker between the misery index and unnecessary death, particularly for people under 18, right? So people under 18 and then the elderly, when economic times are hard, they die more. That's a fact. For any country ever, right? That's a fact.